What's up, DIYers? It is episode number 4 in the Become a Front-End Developer series. Today we are going to have a little bit of fun. Basically, I want to define as many elements in HTML as I possibly can. And we're going to try and do that by doing a little bit of speed typing here. And I'm going to type and get through this as quickly as I can and define each thing as I go. Let's see how it works out. So let's go ahead and start by creating an HTML file. Alright, boom. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and declare our doc type. Boom. Type defines the type of document. Next thing we got is HTML. The HTML element or tag defines the root of the HTML document. The head is where the information that defines what the document is. Inside there, we're going to put a title, which defines the title for whatever this document will be. So we'll call this defun title. Title. And we're going to throw a script in here. We're just going to do console.log hello world. And the script defines a server or client-side script. Next thing we're going to do is the body, which defines the body of the document. Within the body, we have a header, which defines the header portion of the document. We have the main, which defines the main portion of the document, and we have the footer, which defines the footer of the document. Now these can be divided into sections, which each section can have their own header, main, and footer. So it can be used in any different way. So you could also add main, and you could add section. Now we'll close off section. That just defines the section of a document. And within that, you can have another header. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but you can do it. Another main and another footer. So within those, let's actually take this back, and inside of main, we're going to create a div. So we're going to do a div, which basically defines is another way of defining a section of the document. So we're going to do that. We're going to say this, div. Alright, so then we have image. What is the image? Well, the image defines an image. So we're going to do source link to image. We're not actually going to link to an image. Oops. We're going to close that off. Then we're going to anchor tag, which basically defines a link or an anchor. And that has an href parameter that basically says, if I click on this anchor, where is it going to take me? If you were to do pound hello, and you added a div, or another anchor down here, not a div, I'm sorry, an anchor with a ID of hello, and threw whatever you want in there, probably nothing actually, and then you just put a div below it, you would be able to, if this had to scroll a long way, when you click this, it would automatically scroll down to that. So let me close this up. Go to hello div. Some other fun things you can do is a canvas. And basically what that is that's meant for actually drawing within the browser using things like JavaScript to do it on the fly. You can draw graphics, you can just literally draw, you can do kind of whatever you want. Another thing you can do is an iframe. And an iframe basically is a way to bring in another website into your website. So if I were to say, iframe, I believe it's source www.google.com. I'm not sure if that's proper syntax or not, but that would basically pull in however big of a frame I set up. Google.com would be in that frame on my website. Ordered list versus unordered list. So an ordered list It would be like that, ordered list. You just set up a list item. Number 1, li, li. Number 2, li, li. Number 3, li. So the li is the list item, so that just defines part of a list. So one list item within an ordered list or an unordered list. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll do li numero 1, li numero dos, li numero tres. So that's exactly how it sounds. Ordered list will give you a 1, 2, and a 3 instead of a bullet, bullet, bullet. That's pretty much the only difference. There's some little other minute differences. The other thing we can talk about is a button. So the difference with a button, at least the way I use a button, is a button actually just defines a clickable button, but the difference for me is I use an anchor tag when I'm really setting up a link, and I try and use a button when I'm setting up something that will be triggered by JavaScript. And the reason I do that is a button has no href, which means it doesn't automatically jump up to the top of a page or look to go to a different page. It's just saying, hey, click me. An anchor tag or a link will actually try to go to another page. And if you don't set an anchor to it, so if you were to just set a pound sign in there, it's going to jump to the top of the page unless you override it with JavaScript and you say don't do that. The button's easier. If you're planning on messing with JavaScript, then you should use a button, not an anchor. Another thing would be an href. No, I'm sorry, a horizontal rule. And this will basically just put a line right across your page. This is it. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and I will put it on GitHub just so you guys can kind of see what everything looks like. We can do it now real quick if you guys want to. I pull this over here and open up diffun. So you kind of see this is your order list, this is your unordered list, here's your articles, this is a link, this is a button, this was an image but it's not actually going anywhere, this is the iframe or the canvas I'm betting. It's probably the canvas because I didn't tell the iframe anything, so I'm betting it's the, and I'm wrong, it is the iframe. The canvas is right there, you just can't see it because nothing's happening. And there's your horizontal rules. So, I mean, that's just a quick, like, down and dirty. That is exactly what everything is. There is way more, and I will link to a page that covers all of them in the description. But that is it. That is it for the quick definitions. And we will kind of start diving into actually building our first website in the next episode. So I really feel like it's taken a little bit longer to develop than I wanted to, but I think these are the things that are necessary. If you are starting from scratch, it's better to know what all these things do than to just go in blind and start listening to what I'm saying, because you're a person. You're probably smarter than I am. You can probably figure out better ways to do things, more semantic ways to do things, and do it better and faster. So I want to give you the definitions to learn, and then you can build on your own outside of what I'm teaching you. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this doesn't end up being a very long video. I am looking forward to finally diving into actual web development here in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching as always. If you like what you're seeing, please click on the subscribe or like button or both, and follow me on Twitter or Facebook. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Take care, DIYers.